Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome back to yet another interesting discussion on a case study done on success story in fintech by Value Leaf Services for client Buddy Loan. Let's start by welcoming our speakers for the session. Ameya Kolagi, Associate Vice President, Delivery and Ad Operations, Value Leaf Services, India. Katie Dave, Head Marketing, Buddy Loan. Now, thank you both of you for joining in. It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, before I request Ameya to take over, I'm going to request all the delegates to keep posting their questions in the chat box, and the panel will address a selected few at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Ameya.
Thank you so much. Hello, guys. Hope you are doing well. So, just want to brief you about Value Leaf. Value Leaf is a performance agency where we have all biddable, non-biddable platforms in house. We completely believe in performance and ROI-driven approach. So, uh, towards that, we have our goal set, and that is what we do. Yeah, that's it. Katie?
Yeah, thanks, Amaya. Thanks, Rishta, for having us. I would just like to give you a brief introduction of what Buddy Loan does. Okay? So, Buddy Loan is a loan aggregating platform where we act as a bridge between people seeking personal loans and between banks and NBFCs who are offering loans. So, what we've done is we've put in a lot of research and effort, in making the entire process and the interface very seamless, so that the entire loan application process is easy and it's hassle free for the user. And I think what has worked best for us is because we have a lot of connections. We have like thousands of applications coming to us every day. We have tie-ups with like the leading NBFCs and banks in India. We've made the entire process very, very, very smooth. Because as a user, if you are planning to apply for a personal loan, you don't have to go to 10 different places to apply for a loan. And as banks, what we do is we screen the initial at the initial stage, we screen all the applications. So for banks, we give them only qualified leads. So it's like a win-win situation for all of us because we're saving time and effort of the applicants as well as of those people who are offering loans. And I think launched just last year, along with Value Leaf, all our efforts have really given us results more than what we expected. And Amaya would obviously be a better person to throw some light on the achievements that we've had in the last year. So Amaya, could you just share some stats with us?
Um, can you go to the third slide? Can you push the next one? Yes. So to start with, we started doing some activities for Buddy Loan in last July. Successful in delivering a good performance for Buddy Loan. We have as in the screen, we have over 7K crore worth of loans approved yet. Over 80 lakh customers. With all the big NBFCs and banks we are tied up with. At the same time, we deliver somewhere around 1,500, 2,000 plus approved loans on daily basis. Uh, so that is the strength which we have been ahead with. Uh, this is this is what we have achieved till now. If you can just go to the next slide, we'll that what all we did, what was how we with a performance-driven approach. Definitely, being into a fintech industry, it is important for any loan provider that in the end, it is all about disbursement. Applications like what will a person do like at a point applications are definitely important, but at the same time you have to make sure that the performance is driven. So with this approach, we started with all the biddable and non-biddable platforms, uh, working towards Buddy Loan. So to start with biddable platforms, we had Google, Facebook, programmatic, native in house. We are also doing it right now though. Uh, Specifically, Google and programmatic helped us a lot in generating. brand awareness in people, and giving them a hope, and giving them a hope that yeah, this is one platform from where we can get loans. Like at the same time, non-biddable channels also worked well for us, where Whistle was a major delivery platform. Uh, Through Whistle, it was more about interest-based targeting. At the same time, it had an accuracy of geographical targeting, which was around 70% accuracy, or something like that. And at the same time, we were also able to retarget the same users. So in less cost, we made sure that we are achieving our goals, as it was completely. We also went back and ran the campaigns through other channels, like email, SMS. We had couple of OEM partners onboarded. Uh, we also had some affiliate partners, where we are tied up with. We are almost tied up with now 200 odd partners. Um Also, we recently we know that all the OTT platform have also came up with advertisement. Uh, they give us a lot of options to explore through their audience as well. So we also explored through that options. So I think these all platforms made us give success towards going all this, giving a lot of applications to Buddy Loan team. And I'm sure uh, just because we had the support from Buddy Loan applications towards catering to these must scale. And at the same time, we got a lot of insights in terms of data, in terms of what type of customer is working, all of that. So that made our work easy to definitely scale up. Uh, at the same time, the most important part which we saw in there was funnel management. We could only do this uh, because we managed to understand what funnels are. Right, Eti? Like I remember when in last September we started we started working on the funnel for the
Yeah.
campaign. So definitely I would like to share you some insights about the funnel management as well. Uh, so to come up to come up with start thinking about your funnel optimization is categorize them into three levels. One is upper level, middle level, and lower level. So what it actually does is, the upper level is for to attract new visitors. Then it goes to the middle level. It is responsible for turning those new visitors into the application, into qualified application. And the lower funnel is where the application gets converted into the disbursement, and a loan is disbursed to that particular user. So each part of funnel is equally important, and should have a different approach towards it. uh, to tell you a few optimization techniques. Those were basic, but that helped us while optimizing. The first thing which we figured out in upper level was to send a relevant traffic to the website. If we send junk traffic to the website, then that is the most important thing at the start, which we have to take ahead. Take a Make sure that we are bringing on good quality visitors to our website. Focusing on driving quality traffic is the first thing is of optimizing towards your campaign. uh, then comes the middle funnel. In middle funnel, so now you have managed to bring in people to your website. You have gotten their attention, but now what? uh, the real work begins here. Once a user lands to your website, uh, it's our uh, it's our duty to give him a nice start towards the journey. He should feel very comfortable uh, throughout the entire journey, is what we believe. Depending on how long your conversation path is, you might need a number of different uh, uh, interaction techniques with the customer to earn their loyalty and things. Uh, at the same time, what I think is you should also give them tools like review some case studies or community forum, price comparison. These things attract them. Uh, that is one thing which you have to always look for, and always try to do some A/B testing with different content creatives, whatever works for them. And then coming down to the lower funnel, as the lead comes to the last stage, right? You need to start pulling on those leads to a different funnel, and then start catering them, because now that particular person have uh, got ahead and converted to a qualified lead. Now you have to make sure that his loan is disbursed. You have to give him a good customer support in terms of giving them information and giving them awareness, because in this last stage now you have worked towards the entire awareness procedure, and now if you lose on that lead, that takes you, that's the most difficult part. So to pull him back, you have to always make sure that nurturing phase and nurturing those leads is very important. Keep engaging with them. You have to keep them engaged through emails or SMS or some offers which you give it to them. So yeah, these were the basic techniques which we yeah, that help us to drive performance towards the brand.
You want to talk about some creative and content before I move on to the app disclosure?
Yes, definitely. I would like to. Uh, so we have almost uh, what we believe is we knew, being the performance agency, we knew that what is our targeting, what is our user base, what salary kind of person we have to target, what gender we have to target, which cities we had to target. But the most important thing was how do we communicate with them? Like, the content and creative played a very important role. Uh, while running this campaign. Uh, so we had left almost no stone unturned to explore and conclude on the best type of creative design and appropriate content that works for Buddy Loan. Uh, based on all the platforms, we create everything from static creative to GIF to videos, in videos from animated to vox pop to experimental ones, all of them. Uh, Content wise, we had realized that simple and direct content always worked. Being personal loan centric app, uh, so we thought that nobody should read complex statement for which they have to fetch the dictionary and understand. So we always kept our communication very low and in the language which they understand. We ran a lot of vernacular ads, Tamil, uh, in Tamil language, in Marathi language, in Hindi language, whatever suits as per the regions. So yeah, with this basic marketing techniques, we were able to achieve the scale and the quality, which I hope, Heti, you are happy in terms of the performance.
Yes, yes. And to add on to that, I think we're going to increase a little bit of your workload because we're planning to, scale up our Buddy Loan application. So, like you must be already knowing, people have been saying that 2020 has been a bad year for businesses, for just life in general. But I think we've taken it up as an opportunity because, the thought of developing the app came to us in around May, June, and within 1.5 months, the app was ready and it is now live on Play Store. We went live in the start of August, and very soon we're going to be on iOS as well. And I'm sure, once you have all the details, it's going to be one exciting bit for us because the app not only has a simplified journey for applying for a loan, but it has a lot of other features. Like, you can play a game on the app, like you can play spin the wheel, and then we're also introducing some more interesting games in the app. You can just upload your loan EMI receipts, you can refer a friend, and when you do all of this, you get some reward points, okay, which you can eventually go and redeem in the shopping zone section of the app. So I think it's a really nice initiative that we've started, and it's on the way of becoming a wholesome and revolutionary app, so to say, because in the days to come, or rather in the weeks to come, we're also going to introduce a couple of other features. So it's going to be like one go-to solution for people who are seeking to apply for a loan, who want to tune into some music, who want to apply for jobs, who want to just read some news highlights, and do much more. So I think it's going to be really interesting to work on this with you guys, and let's hope we can get some more conversions on this then.
This should help because now, like we in the last discussion when we had, thinking of pushing you guys towards the app, because now we have seen that most of the journeys are app. Once you capture app, it becomes much easier for you guys also to retarget them, to reach them, to give them more. And that's how it should be. So,
yeah, it's like very convenient. People can apply and just, even when you're traveling or you're just going. So yeah, it's like on the go solution.
Great, guys. We have a question that I also want to ask you. Let me know which one of you wants to take it up. So the question is, what is the rationale behind the gaming zone to the app?
Should I cover it, Amaya?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, this is the first version of the app with, say, just a limited number of features. We're introducing many more. So the rationale behind introducing a gaming zone is just for fun. Every time you play a game, every time you spin a wheel, you get certain reward points, which you can eventually redeem. So it's right now we have one game. We're in the process of adding multiple games. So it's going to be like one platform. It's a gaming zone by itself where you can come play different games, earn some reward points, eventually go shop for a product of your choice from the shopping zone section of the app.
All right. Okay. That's it, guys. If there's nothing else to cover, I think we should end the session on time.
Sure.
Okay with you too. So I would like to conclude the session by thanking our speakers for being such great, excellent speakers and making the conversation so interesting. I would also like to thank all the delegates for joining in. I would like to thank our sponsors, Z5, Infobit, Financial Express Brandwagon, Flipkart, Jagran New Media, Telesign, ShareChat, Blink Digital, and Nelson. Thank you. Stay tuned.